I guess a lot of people are probably unaware that while there's all these bans that are in place when it comes to Huawei, they're still pressing ahead with other options.
Absolutely. It's interesting because I think there's been a lot of rumours even about, potentially the company pulling out of Australia, whereas that's very much not the case. And Huawei, the Australian CEO, has said that no, they're here to stay, and they're looking at other things now that they can't participate in the NBN and they can't participate in 5G networks in Australia.
So what is the solar farm option? Is that something that they're exploring, or is that up and running? Where is it at?
Yeah, so in terms of there's two solar farms in Victoria where Huawei is providing equipment. There's another one in Queensland where it's been tipped to provide equipment. It's actually mentioned on the plans that I saw that have been approved, even though that one is not under construction just yet. But it is definitely one of the markets that Huawei are looking to push into. We've certainly seen in America, there have been some senators who've come out and said that they definitely don't want Huawei involved in solar farms in the US. And in America, Huawei have actually pulled out of that market because there's such animosity between the two countries. But certainly in Australia, it looks like that's one of the new ventures where we'll see a lot more Huawei equipment.
I guess the issue had always been when it comes to Huawei and its 5G network is that intellectual property could be stolen. Is that another concern as it moves into this other space?
Look, definitely, I think that's one of the concerns. Also, because this is major infrastructure, and especially with solar farms, they're hooked up to the electricity grid. And one of the reasons that Huawei was actually banned in Australia from the 5G network is that concern around having 5G infrastructure compromised. Essentially, there's no smoking gun when it comes to Huawei. They haven't, as they will say themselves, that it hasn't been proven that they're a massive security risk. They haven't got a smoking gun. But at the same time, this comes a month after Scott Morrison announced that there were massive cyber attacks underway on Australia, and so potentially that's quite risky.
So what's the mood from the government when it comes to this? What are they telling you about any kind of concerns that they might be having? And are we at the point where there may well be more restrictions on the way?
We haven't heard anything just yet. I think because obviously we've seen the ban on 5G in Britain just come through in the past week. I think that Australia's in an interesting spot because we were one of the first out of the gates in terms of the 5G ban. But certainly a lot of experts I've spoken to are saying that there is concern around all of the other things that Huawei is involved in. And obviously we'll see a lot more around Chinese companies because there's that issue of TikTok as well. So potentially we could see a lot more about this in future.